Hello and welcome to the Tech Lunch Podcast, where we encourage our listeners to learn something new about tech every week. This can range from learning about new and exciting applications to the advancements in coding and technology. If you are always learning, you will always be a step above the rest. Take the time during lunch or during a break to listen and learn, kind of like a lunch and learn, but for the ears. This podcast will open the listeners' ears to new and exciting technologies they may have not been purview to in the past. These topics will range from manufacturing technologies to data collection technologies and everything in between. Hello, I'm Nick.
Hello, I'm Ed.
And welcome to 2022. And, we kind of hope that this year goes better than the past couple years. And we kind of hope that, by listening to us, you kind of get an idea of, where the technology scheme is headed, and not just, manufacturing, logistics, but, at a global standpoint.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things we would like for everybody to take from the podcast is that you should always develop yourself. You should always take, and every day that you are at work or not at work, you should try to learn something.
Yeah, always be a step above the rest. Keep learning. Keep moving forward. And, this episode is kind of, how everybody talks about New Year's resolutions. I'm not talking about the ones where, you say I'm going to lose weight and go to the gym, and, well, that lasts all of, 10 days. But, we're trying to think about, long-term, New Year's resolutions. So we call them tech resolutions because, this year should be the year for development. As we had the mass resignation, I think they were calling it lately, people leaving their job and whatnot, now is a time to learn. And, time to, not just be prepared for the next chapter if you want to go someplace, but to grow in your current, atmosphere. And with that, it's kind of looking back and saying, what do I need to learn to be marketable in the future? Or, what's good to learn this year? So when you think about that, Ed, what's some of the stuff that pops in your head?
So when we're talking personal development, I'm of the belief it should be a passion. So you should learn something that you're passionate about, or something that you have an interest in. I would say, for example, if you're a gamer, maybe you look at virtualization and how you can take that gaming environment so you and your friends can make a simulated environment just for you, basically tailor-made. I would look at things like, if you're a person that likes data and likes to dig into data, I would look at some topics for data science. Or if you're just a person that likes technology and wants to use wearable technology to leverage, taking advantage of having the technology take over to some of the things that are mundane or redundant, then maybe you look at some things like that, making applications that can make your life easier.
Yeah, and if you think about it, this year's also a great year to kind of dig your heels in and kind of learn a little bit about Linux, and stuff like that. As companies go away from the Windows servers and so more kind of streamlining towards the Linux environments, or even the cloud environments. Right now is a great time to pick your favorite flavor of Linux, or like what Ed was talking about, the visualization stuff or virtualization stuff, where you can run multiple flavors of Linux, or known as distros, on one machine. You can run 3 or 4 of them on one machine, and you can learn different things from Debian all the way up to Red Hat and SUSE, depending on really where you want to go. And also, as we move forward in this Industry 4.0 revolution, and as we take steps and steps and steps, towards a more advanced, environment when it comes down to, companies, we got to start looking at the cloud, may that AWS or, Azure DevOps or, any of that nature. Kubernetes, if you really want to get into something fancy, you can go build yourself a cluster with a bunch of Raspberry Pis and call it good. But, if you think about it, you can get a free account on Amazon AWS to learn it. And then while you're at it, go do a cert.
And I would say, set a goal, pursue training, find a mentor, and do projects. Say, for example, you want to learn Python. the best way to learn any language is to build an application, write some scripts that'll make, say, a network administrator's job easier. Learn how to leverage technology to making your learning process easier. So I would do things of that nature, and then you build a portfolio, and then when you decide that, hey, it's time to move on to another job, not that I'm promoting someone to leave a job once they get trained and go somewhere else, but the nature of the business is we always want to get better. So if you want to get better, do projects, build a portfolio, and then you can take those things and show the next employer, hey, this is what I did. I did this project. I downloaded Microsoft Server, and then I set up all of the Active Directories just so I can know how to do that, or whatever it is you want to get into.
Yeah, pay them to make you leave. Have them pay you for you to leave. Have them pay for if you're in a company, and I hate to say this, but it's how the ball bounces these days. If you're a company that's willing to pay for your training, take it. Not just so you're benefiting them, but you're also benefiting yourself. And when I say make them pay you to leave is, you're taking their training to move on to something better, make more money, be more successful, have a little bit more fun. And, we talk about the learning scheme, especially if you're married with kids. I think, learning Linux and stuff like that is a great way to do it. And the reason I say Linux, and a lot of people kind of bark about that, is because you can get, Raspberry Pis where you can build video games with your kids using Linux. You both can learn how to code. Get kids into it now. Don't wait 10, 15 years from now where they're sitting there going, well, wish I would have learned that. Start them young. Have fun with it. Build a smart mirror. Ed, you got kids. You think about, when your kids were younger, now we know they're grown and out of the house. But, if you're having chores and stuff like that, what's the best way to track the chores? On a board.
Yep.
If you had a smart mirror, if you think about it, we have everything scheduled out, soccer games, football games, baseball games, everything's on that calendar. You can kind of see what you got going on. But the thing is, you can take the pride in yourself of doing it on your own instead of having to go out and buy one.
And then since the pandemic, a lot of people have they're not going out as much. Well, guess what? These companies need different type of ad campaigns and things to attract the people, and they also need systems to leverage people that are wanting to do these things from home. So maybe you build a small application that simulates somebody making an order to learn some type of programming language. Or like Nick said, you can always use Raspberry Pi, or you could take your own microcontroller and build something yourself. It's endless possibilities. You just have to get out there and do it. And when we say self-development and when we say personal growth, what that means is take something that you want to learn, make it something that's real. Don't just read a book. Don't just watch a video. Do not fall into the trap of watching YouTube videos and consider that's a way for you to gain some knowledge. You'll see some things. It's good to watch the YouTube videos, but you want to watch the YouTube videos and apply what you watched on YouTube.
Yeah,
you don't want to just sit in front of the television or your phone or whatever and watch YouTube videos. Yep. Or read a document that's 300 pages, and when you get to the end, you forget 75% of it.
Right, exactly. It's do what you learn and preach what you know. It's like if you think about it, the gardeners out there right now. People who, growing peppers or whatnot, like what me and a buddy of mine do. But, you can take, I hate to keep going back to Raspberry Pis, but the easiest thing for people to get their hands on for microcontrollers, and you can take that and make that an internet-connected system that self-waters your plants. That tells you everything. So now you've not only just learned how to work Linux, you've learned IoT, you've learned MQTT at certain levels, and you've learned how to do just a little bit of automation when it comes down to sensors and diodes, trying to, expand that out, and it's one of those things where, it also makes your life simple. You don't have to worry about watering your own darn plants.
Yep. And like I said, we always want to use anything that we're learning. We always want to use that to make our life better or somehow enhance our experience. You want to kind of be like Feynman. You want to take a complex topic and make it simple enough that a third grader can understand. So that's another way to develop yourself. Take a complex topic, break it into something, and if you can explain it to a 5-year-old, or if you can explain it to a person that is not technical in nature, then you know then that you have down all of the core concepts, and you're able to teach people. So after you learn, share it. Yep. Bring somebody. The resolution is it's not just making yourself better. We want to make sure we make everybody better. We want to enhance society with technology. We don't want technology to make society dumber. We want to, instead of dumb down technology, we want to make technology intelligent.
Yep. Make it easy. Make it fun. It's one of those things. Grow the community. You hear people talking that, the IT community is so big or so small or whatever. It's actually really not. And that's a great way to think about, we're talking about your tech resolutions and stuff like that, is what can I learn now that I can apply tomorrow? Or what can I learn today that I can apply today? And what can I do today that helps me teach somebody else to do it? That's kind of how we end up in this situation that we're in now, where we're talking to you and stuff like that. I collect, honestly, baseball cards. I decided I was going to make myself a homemade database for the house so I can input all my baseball cards in there and using a front end that's 100% developed just for putting in baseball cards. And it's just one of those things that made my life easier. It was a little bit of fun. I got to learn a little bit more about, some server-based code, stuff I was kind of rusty on, but stuff I really wanted to learn and have fun with it. It's not, don't make technology, scary. Make it fun. Make it interesting. Make it something that it's really not.
And go out and acquire new knowledge. Like I said, in my opinion, you should find your passion. Find your passion, yep. Or if it's something that you think could enhance your work environment, if it's something you think that'll help your colleagues, if it's something you think that can streamline a process, even if it's, hey, I like to look at downtime, and I like to take this downtime and break it into segments and figure out what's actually going on. So even that could be a tool that you can use to do personal development for yourself.
Yeah. And the one thing is just to really think about it. It's just have fun. That's the only thing I can say. And the last key term, is fun. It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be difficult. Will it be? Probably. But should it be, something you dread wanting to learn? No. It's something you need to have fun with it. The more fun you have, the more likely you're willing to do it. And, that goes for everything, and it's one of those where, we're entering 2022 and, we know we're a couple weeks behind, but, it's our way of, saying thank you, for the last couple episodes we've had. We just want to say thank you, for, coming into our lives and letting us come into yours, listening to what we got. And we really hope that this year you can make your tech resolution something that you can have fun with. You just keep learning. And, we really hope, that you take something away from that.
Yep. And get out there and learn new concepts. And we'll be interested in you telling us how your journey's going.
Yeah.
Reach out to us and tell us what you learned and how did you go about picking that topic.
Yeah, you can find us at, podcast at, Volcanara.com, or, on any of the social media platforms out there, reach on out, that, or if you want to find the main website, Volcanara.com, reach on out to us, let us know what you're thinking. If you have any ideas for any other episodes you want to hear that you're thinking about learning about, let us know and we'll, jump in there and, give you a hand. So, we hope that, this year finds you well. Hope everybody stays healthy and, we hope to see you around the bend. Thank you for listening to the Tech at Lunch podcast, where we hope you learned something about tech during your break or during your lunchtime. If you did, please give us a follow to prevent missing future episodes. If you have any ideas or something you want to hear or learn about, please send us a show idea to podcast@vulcanaura.com. Hope you have a good rest of the day and continue learning.